Welcome back, Walker guitar fans. This lesson is about how to use scales, and more in a practical sense. And what I'm talking about is that a lot of people know one scale, but what they may not know is that by using that one scale, you can actually play in any key you want. So, and it's not magic; it's just the nature of the guitar. And the way the guitar works. So what we're going to do this lesson is take what I feel is the most commonly used scale, A minor pentatonic, that hopefully some of you know, hopefully most of you, and I'm going to show you with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of study how to play in any key with this scale, and how to also take this and be able to play any other scale you may know in any possible key. So I'm going to zoom up and let's check it out. Alright, so A minor pentatonic, let's just do a quick refresh on this. If you need, if this is totally new to you, I've included a link inside this lesson to a videotaping of the scale itself, so you can practice that at your leisure. What you should be having is at the 5th fret, first finger, and you just do first, pinky, assigning each finger a fret space to itself. So it's basically 5th, 8th with the pinky, 5th, 7th with the 3rd, index, 3rd, index, 3rd, index, pinky, index, pinky. It's a very traditional, widely used scale, that's why I'm picking this one. So the first concept is basically the octave shape inside of the scale, and this is something that a lot of people that just get a scale from a friend or a scale out of a book, they don't necessarily understand that the pattern has a center. You know, the pattern itself needs to have some kind of home. You need to know where the center of it is, where the absolute point of resolution is, where the point of departure from home is, and it comes around basically what's called an octave shape. So we have the 5th fret. The starting point, coincidentally, is actually one of the roots of the scale. That's the first one, is the 5th fret. Then you have the 7th fret on the D string, and also the 5th fret on the high E string. That is called your octave shape. Those are all the same note. These are all your A notes out of your A minor pentatonic. So no matter what scale you play down the road, if you play a major scale, if you play a minor scale, or harmonic minor, whatever the scale is that you put in there, the octave can't change because it's the same note. This is an absolute, and so you want to get familiar with this. Think of it like the skeleton, and the scale tones are like the muscles or something. That's how, you know, you want to be able to see the scale on the neck with a lot of practice, but you want to be able to see the octave shape even more so, because on guitar there's 5 different octave shapes and 5 different scale patterns for every possible scale. And that gets really confusing if you don't know your octave shapes. So that's step 1, is getting used to the octave shape. Now what I like to do with the scale is just kind of run it and stop on the octave, or maybe run it from octave to octave, which is nice. Now that's a separate exercise, but you want to, excuse me, you want to find study habits to be able to absorb the octave separately inside of the scale. Now, the second little piece of this is knowing, well, kind of putting A and B together and going, okay, well, this note here is an A note, and that's the lowest note of my octave shape, and the scale is departing from that note. It resolves to that note, so no matter what you do, it never feels home until you get right back to that note. That's the center of everything. This note, or this note, or this note. Your octaves are home. And so, with that said, the name of this pitch is an A pitch, the 5th fret on the E string. That's what's naming your pentatonic, your minor pentatonic in this case. We're plugging a minor pentatonic pattern on top of this A note. So, all you have to do really is then learn what the names of the notes are on the low E string. If you move up a fret, that's an A sharp or a B flat depending on the key. And if you play the same scale, all of a sudden you're now playing an A sharp minor pentatonic or a B flat minor pentatonic. So what you have to do then is just study a little bit and learn the notes on your low E string. And I actually have a lesson that's linked to this page as well for that, where as you go through you start to learn, you know, E, F, G, A, B, C. 8th fret is a C note. If you play the minor pentatonic scale, you know on that C note you're playing a C minor pentatonic. You're playing in the key of C minor. If you go to the 7th fret, the name of that note's a B. You're playing a B minor pentatonic. I hope you guys like that lesson. It's very short but just really solid, important concepts. So again, it was learning the octave shape inside of the scale, because that's telling you where home is, the points of resolution. That sets great framework down the road, because as you learn more scales, you have to know where the octave is, or you can easily get confused and start all of a sudden losing your reference point, and that's no good. And being able to just learn the notes on the low E string to where you know how to find a different key and use the same scale for that key. So 2 really great concepts. Hope you enjoyed it. The next thing we're going to do is relative major and minor scales, and that's equally cool. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys soon on Walker Guitar.